Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sex with Robin on Split Radio, uh, where we talk about sex, kink, dating, non-monogamy, any and all of that good shit. Uh, my name is Robin Beach. I am a former stripper, former prodom, former nurse with experience in cardiology, psychology, and sexual health. Now I am a sex and relationship educator, coach, consultant, dabbling in all the things. I do one-on-one lessons for like kink stuff. I also do relationship and sex coaching, and I consult for things like honestly film, academia, a little bit of law enforcement, like that kind of thing. Just kind of dabbling in all the stuff that has to do with sex and relationships. And this week we are talking about reproductive stuff, just like reproductive the bullshit that's going on, but happy stuff too. I'm getting a hysterectomy next week, so that's definitely on my mind. Oh yeah, Mandee's here. She's celebrating. I got to bring her on. Here she is from the Many Loves Lunch Hour. Everybody, welcome Mandee Conant. She her pronouns. Woo-hoo.
Hey
Hello,
everybody.
and we've already got. Here we go. Got comments. I'm here to listen and learn. Is that? It says John.
Yes,
John is
that's
it this John?
yes, that's that John. This
This
John.
John. This is this John. Hi, this John. Welcome.
He messaged me. He was like, "How do I find Robin's show?" And I was like, "Go to
Aw.
the Split Radio page." He was like, "Duh."
I'm actually right now I'm on my flipping. I'm not good with tech, and I do this. I'm awful. Looking for because I actually put like a little video together, mostly for Mandee, but also for my other American loved ones of us as a family eating Jack in the Box. Because Mandee wanted to see Canadians' reaction to American fast food, and Jack in the Box is one of those that we do not have in Canada. So I had it on my phone, and now I put it on my drive, and I'm trying to access it on my drive. So that's just what I'm doing right now if I seem slightly distracted. Oh, and I need to mention, I am located on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Coast Salish and Musqueam Indigenous tribes, colonially known as Vancouver, Canada.
That means
Are you
fucking
familiar with the
colonizers
term?
took it.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the term unceded, Mandee?
I am. You don't hear it a lot here in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. Unceded meaning like there were no like quote unquote treaties or agreements
Yeah.
made. And so yeah, basically anything to describe anything past the mountains. So like a lot of BC is totally unceded. So shouldn't be here, but. Oh yeah, unceded. Yeah, unceded means there were no like treaties or agreements signed.
Yeah.
For this land.
Similar in the word like succeeded, like when somebody succeeds something, or
Yeah.
You hear that when you hear about our history and stuff, about states seceding and yeah.
That's what that means.
Same. What do you call that core word? Same. Primary. What the fuck is that? What am I thinking of? The same.
I don't know. It's still early in the morning for me. I'm not a good morning person. Also on here, why am I someone who's bad at tech? Does work involving tech in the morning? I don't know. I don't know what I do to myself.
Hey, can you tell me how to figure out how when I post a fucking video, it doesn't say it's from you?
You know, see, that's just it. Yeah, on our restream, I guess the Split Radio account is somehow attached to my info. So anytime Mandee will say like put a video or an event, it says that I put it, and I'm like, no, I didn't.
No, I didn't. That bitch is using my name.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've been basically in the house right now. I've been preparing for surgery. That's the only way I can do it. It's just cleaning the house. That's actually the thing that scares me the most, is not being able to do the cleaning that I do, like the laundry and the dishes. I barely keep up as it is. I barely keep up as it is.
You got to stop that. So I don't know if you let everybody know last week or not that I've had this done. I've had um, they call it a partial hysterectomy because I still have my ovaries.
Yeah.
Which of course you want to do to prevent having to take hormones for the rest of your life. Um, of course, you know, when I go through the change, I'm going to have to take them anyway. But um, I had a hysterectomy in my 30s, in my like my mid 30s. Um, so it was good that I was able to keep both of my ovaries. They had to clean them up and put them back in there, but I got to keep them. But I had adenomyosis and endometriosis, and that was why I ended up having to have a hysterectomy because it's working.
Sorry. It's working on my phone. It's not working on the computer.
But yeah, I had to have it was the best fucking thing I ever did anyway, because my periods were so painful and it looked like a massacre every month.
Yeah.
It was awful. It looked like fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre every month. I was spending so much money in feminine hygiene products that, I mean, it was just crazy. It was just fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So eventually, and I put it off because I had this weird, if I don't have my uterus, then am I even me anymore feeling, which is like now I know is bullshit. I'm way more me now without my uterus than I ever was with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was discussing this with somebody the other day about how with people with penises, specifically like especially like cis men, because there's that like masculinity culture, if they get a vasectomy or something happens to one of their testicles, you know, you hear them this whole like I'm less of a man. And
Right.
you get, you know, you hear a little bit of that, not as loudly, but you do hear a little bit of like, you know, are you as much of a woman? And like, of course, that's not how that works.
Because
But
guess what, y'all? We're not
because
just
guess
made to
what?
reproduce.
Guess what, people?
We're so much
Yeah,
more than our uteri.
yeah. But I will admit it's okay to have some form of grieving, maybe not with the mindset of gender focus on what parts you have, but I actually did, and someone had messaged me and said like, Robin, it is okay if you do feel at any point like you're sad or grieving. And I was like, not me, not me. And it hasn't even happened yet. But like last night, I had a little moment, just a tiny moment, where I was remembering what it felt like when a baby is inside, like the movement. I hated being pregnant, but the movement. And I had a moment of like, I'm never going to feel like a little kick inside of me again.
Right.
And I was like, kind of sad. And then I'm like, but do you want that? And I'm like, no, 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 no. So my kids, they say it to strangers now. And it's funny, but it's not. Calvin will say, you know, my brother wants a little sister, and mommy said that she'd want another baby, but she doesn't want any more kids. I think that's basically where I am. I love babies. I don't want any more kids. We got a comment here from Grayson. I have my ovary removal surgery scheduled for next month. Yay, congrats. Couldn't get it in
Grayson.
Idaho, but got it right away over here in New Hampshire. So grateful. I already had a partial hysterectomy, but I get a lot of cysts on my ovaries. Yeah, Grace, thank you for sharing. I do too. Thank you for sharing that. And you know what? Yeah, one of the major reasons that I'm like definitely doing this is actually Mandee. I've been humming and hawing for years, and Mandy's like, just do it, just do it.
I said, kick that bitch out.
And I was like, you know what? Need it? Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of it. But I will definitely admit a lot of the reproductive bullshit that's happening in the United States has got me scared into doing it faster. I'm scared of losing certain rights.
Yeah.
And it's really, 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 really fucked up. So I'm also like, I don't know what's going on. People are like, why would you watch this now? I'm that person. I've just started watching Handmaid's Tale.
You know that Emery won't watch that. She watched the first episode and was like, too
It's
fucking close to home,
heavy. Yeah.
and she won't watch it.
I have read the book, so I do know what happens. So there's that. It's not like I'm surprised. I'm actually it's been hard to watch, but like good to watch, you
Yeah.
know. And so I feel like if and it's gonna be next week, I want to be marching in there and be like, this is my fucking body. This is my uterus. Get it out and burn it.
Good for you.
I kind of want to keep it, but no, they burn it.
I have a picture of mine.
I
And
want
that's
to
what I'm
ask
trying to
for
find
that.
the picture. I'm trying to find the
It's so
picture to
cool.
send to you. If I
Let's
wait, I'm gonna forget to do it. So
And then yes, Christy, same. It says, Grayson, I'm so happy you're able to get the medical care you deserve. It's one of those things where, yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm signing papers saying I am consenting to the risks. So what's the problem? You're
right.
signing the papers.
And you know, we've talked about this many times on my show and yours, that like, especially here in Georgia, they don't let, if you're married, you've got to have your husband's signature to get your tubes tied.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And so that was the first thing I did when I got divorced, was get my tubes tied.
Wow, that's so fucked up. You know, and I will say, going in, because a lot of you know, I've been talking about this for at least a year now, like trying to find an OB that would do it. And so I go into my appointment with this last OB that I really, really like. And I was ready, and I started like getting in there, and I'm like, got all my medical reasons, and I'm pushing for things very, very medical because I do have endometriosis. And so I was really pushing for that. And he was like, you know, if you just want it out, I'll just take it out. And I was like, ah!
Yeah.
But he did, you know, we did talk about the medical stuff, and he's like, I do feel like it would be beneficial, like it would give you better quality of life. Just, you don't like, just get it out.
It does.
And
too.
he's like,
God,
but honestly,
so
like you could
better.
feel, and this was a man too, like, and he was like, yeah, Robin, like if you just want it out, like I can see you fighting so hard for this. I'll just take it out. And I was like, wow, because I was so ready, and I came in fighting, because that's what we've been needing to do. That's what I've been needing to do. I got more comments.
I was gonna say, Christy left a comment about her ablation. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I do want to mention that. Yeah. So Christy says, I can't get a hysterectomy in Idaho either. I'm 40 and have had my tubes tied for 13 years. They did an ablation, but refused to remove it.
I had an ablation first.
I've heard horrible things about an endometrial ablation is what it's called. You can Google it if you like.
Yeah. I had an ablation first and it didn't work. And honestly, so what my ablation ended up doing was so what an ablation does, if anybody doesn't know, is it pretty much burns the lining of your uterus. So if you do have a period, it's supposed to be super, super light then. What mine did was it burnt the surface of my uterus off like what it was supposed to do. But then it opened up a spot where I had a mass of like veins and capillaries and shit. And so then when I would bleed, when I would have my period and it would shed that very, very thin lining that was left, it opened up like a scab every month.
Yep.
And I bled again. It was the Texas Chainsaw fucking Massacre in my house every month. And it was red blood. It wasn't period blood.
Yeah.
It was
blood.
And it was, I would have no energy. My iron would drop. It was bad. I was low on blood because I was bleeding out every month because of the ablation opening that spot up.
Yep.
It was awful.
Oh. Please, 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 folks, do your research with ablations. I did mine and was like, nope, that sounds like a stupid fucking idea. And it doesn't seem like the results are always very great. Majority of them either need another ablation or end up needing a hysterectomy.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't want to do an ablation. And it was really great because I've had doctors try to convince me to do one. And I'm like, it's not even supposed to be recommended for anyone under 40. And I'm in my mid 30s.
Yeah, and I had my
this OB, when we were talking all the options and he's writing all them down, and he legit just crossed out ablation. He's like, I don't want to do that. And I was like, thank you. And he's like,
it just, like I said, it just made my situation worse.
yeah.
So
more comments we'll bring up here. When I had a vasectomy, this is this John. When I had my vasectomy, it actually hurt emotionally. I had to come to terms if I wanted more kids, I would need to import them. Oh, China does BOGOs or something like that. What?
Stop importing children.
Don't import children.
Don't import children.
I have a picture of my stomach when they removed part of that. I want a picture. That'd be cool. I want one. That is so cool.
I actually just came across my picture of my uterus the other day, looking through pictures, and it's huge. It's like 3 times the size that it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't even look like a uterus.
Oh, I got to see mine the inside when they did the camera. It was really pretty. I was like, oh, I have a very nice uterus. It's very pretty. Get it out. More comments from Christy here. I did 2 on Idaho. I had to have Jeremy's permission to tie my tubes.
Yep.
That is.
I was having Emery, my youngest. I was having Emery, and I said, I want to get my tubes tied while you're in there. The doctor looked at my husband at the time, and he said, no, I don't want you to do that. And then she just kept going.
I'm like, I want to shower. Really? Ugh. Yep. What is? This is not okay. This is not okay. I got to finish this comment. Sorry. Okay, Christy said, I had 4 kids. The last 2 almost killed me. I got pregnant on birth control. I didn't need another pregnancy, no matter what Jeremy wanted, but he had to sign 2.
Yep.
What?
All right, I just text the picture to you. I found it.
Oh, okay. I've actually, and it'll give us some smiles. In the halfway point, I'm going to play the video of us in the States eating Jack in the Box, just for some wholesome content to lift us all up. We've got a comment here too. It's Christy. I've been spotting for 10 weeks since my ablation. I'm going back to the doctor soon. I'm so sorry. I've heard really horrible things about ablations. I'm so sorry. That sucks.
Yeah.
And yes, of course.
But we knew it was a joke.
We know. I didn't at first. It took me a second. It's like, so much surprises me. I hear so much about the States that surprises me. So
it's super hard to adopt in the States.
Is it? Yeah. I love being a father and I do want more kids, but I didn't need to run the risk of an oops baby. Yeah, that's another reason why I'm like, and I think I chatted about this last week, is like preventative medicine. I'm like, I am very, 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 very pro-choice. I would rather not have an abortion. I'd rather not if I don't have to. Right? So get my uterus out, because I am pro-choice and I don't think I could do it. I probably would have one if I had an oops baby, because I'm not in a place to have more kids. And also it is dangerous for me to be pregnant, because my uterus tore with my first, and they were like, maybe 1 or 2 more kids, and but it's actually quite dangerous. And then there were complications with both pregnancies, and so I'm quite high risk, and they were like, maybe you should stop now.
I'm on the table, cut open with Emery, because I had C-sections with all 3 of my kids. So my uterus was so, it was ugly because it'd been cut open 3 times.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah. The doctor leans over the you have like the sheet. The doctor leans over the sheet and she says, don't do this again.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I said, then tie my tubes. And she said, I can't. My husband wasn't even in the room at this point. He had gone with the baby, and he wasn't even in the room. So I was like, then tie my tubes.
Yeah.
And
she couldn't. Wow.
but told me medically,
I
we'll
they
fucking do this again.
they offered before the C-section, because with my second it was planned.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, do you want me to tie your tubes? I don't think you should have more children after this. And I was like, I don't know. I might want to try for one more. And she was like, I don't recommend it. But obviously, if you don't give permission, I'm not going to do it. But it was all just me. I don't need
Right.
anyone else there. Um, and then afterwards, after the C-section, she had to sit down with me and was like, you should not be doing this. It will be dangerous for you. If you're going to go for one more, that's your choice. But I'm saying it would be risky.
Right.
And then I was like, I should have got my tubes tied. And she was like, I offered. And I was like, I know. I kind of wish I did it. But I wasn't sure at the moment.
Yeah.
And now I'm sure. But also, just tying my tubes isn't going to do it for me because I also have endometriosis, and it gets increasingly worse over time.
And it
It's
will
like
turn into
completely
adenomyosis.
debilitating.
It'll turn into adenomyosis if you don't get it taken care of, which is
Yeah.
unbearable.
It's yeah. And so mine, not only my period is also very, very irregular. It could be anywhere between 35 closer to 60 days. It's usually around the 50-day mark for me. And so it's like a lot of buildup, and it's a very, very, very heavy period. And it is to the point now where for 2 days I'm not going to get sleep. It's a lot like the beginning of labor. Like,
oh yeah,
I don't sleep. I can't sleep. I'll start to drift off, and then the cramps get really bad.
mm-hmm.
And it is the literal same movement and contractions as labor. So it feels like early labor when it's enough that you can't sleep.
Yeah, I agree.
And I was like, to my doctor, I was like, it would be easier if I at least knew when it was going to happen, so I could plan for being 2 days like in bed, totally debilitated. And he was like, you shouldn't even have to plan for that. Like,
and I was working all, so I would have to call into work.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't stand up straight.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Because you're curled. Yeah. But I have had the last period I'm ever going to have.
I'm Tuesday, so happy for
not
you.
Tomorrow, but next Tuesday. So,
and that's, Ryland's having surgery the Tuesday after that. Did I tell you that?
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Play your video because I have an amazing story.
I'm going to pull it up.
I have an amazing story after the video that actually happened this morning in regard to contraceptive and reproductive rights.
Should be this one. There we go. It's uploading, and then I'm going to leave your face up there because I want to see your reaction. I don't know how loud this will be. I hope captions will still work. Oh, it's still uploading.
Look at your phone while I'm watching the video, so you can see my uterus. I didn't want to show everybody. I thought about putting it on the screen, but I didn't. It's kind of gross, and maybe not everybody wants to see that.
I want to see that. Oh, wow! You have a big uterus. That is not a super happy
uterus. It's not normal. No, it's like 3 times the size is what it was.
It's a big uterus.
Yeah.
And it's not super happy. It's almost like, this is what I imagined my uterus would look like when it came out. Like that little shriveled Voldemort piece.
I want to put a face on mine. I want to put like a angry eyes.
I imagine that's my uterus is going to come out and be like, it'll be like, destroy it. Throw it into the fires of Mordor.
One little, one big talon coming out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it felt like. It was in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'd like a picture of mine too. I'm going to ask them if they'll take one. They'll take a picture.
That's what I did.
Did you have to get your husband's signature? Ugh. That's gross.
I just wanted to see what had been causing me so much pain for so long. That was what I asked the doctors going in. I was like, I want to see a picture of this motherfucker because I want to know.
Yeah. I have been talking to the kids about it because they're familiar with reproduction, and Calvin, my younger one, is more worried about am I going to be okay? And I've because I want him to be prepared. I'm going to be really, really sleepy
Yeah,
You
and
know,
sore.
explaining I'm going to be in a lot of pain, but I'm going to be on a lot of medicine, and that medicine's going to make me very, very sleepy. I said, I'm mostly just going to be wanting to sleep, and you'll be very gentle. And he's like, okay. And Dexter, my eldest, is like, but I want a baby sister. And I'm like, so he's a little upset because he's been trying to convince me to have a baby, and I've been saying, no, I'm not having any more babies. But now that I'm getting a hysterectomy, he's like, so you really won't, like, it's not
And they're
happening.
doing
I'm
it.
like, it's not happening. I've been telling you this. I'm not having any more babies. And I
They're doing
don't have the
it
heart.
endoscopic, right?
They're going through the vagina and taking the cervix out, which I know there's been debate. I love what my doctor had. We talked about it a lot, and I agree with him that we should take it out.
Because if you don't, there's still a chance for cervical cancer.
Yeah, you'd still need pap smears, and
Yep.
but without a cervix, there's virtually no risk of
Yep.
cervical cancer. And also, and I was really happy with how sex positive my OB is, because he was like saying that with the cervix left, penetrative sex tends to be either the same or not as good. It can be worse. Without the cervix, studies are finding sex is either the same or better.
I find sex is better.
Oh, yay. And so I'm
My
like, yeah, I'm like,
concern
take it out.
So my concern was that I wasn't going to that I was going to be dry.
Okay.
And I had read that was maybe an issue after having a hysterectomy, that some women do experience that, or some people with uteruses experience that. And that has not been the case for me. Sex is better.
That's good.
Because there's no pain.
Yeah.
Like, sex was horribly painful for me. I still produce the same amount of lubrication that I did. It's, and probably even more because I'm more relaxed now.
Yeah.
And we joke that I have a pocket now.
I know. I gotta call it my hot pocket, and Brandon hates that.
Yep.
It's a hot pocket.
Yeah. I call it all kind of dirty shit. Like, I call it my poon pocket sometimes. I don't know if you're stuck or I'm stuck, or okay, now we're back. I think one of us was frozen.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we just
Did something happen?
Well, I think one of us froze.
Oh, it's, it might be me, because right now the video is like processing.
Yeah, I don't know. One of us froze and then it switched us. So.
Oh, okay. But if you keep the cervix, they basically have to figure out where along the uterus they're going to detach.
Yeah.
Because the cervix is part of the uterus.
Part of it.
Right? So he's like, if we go in through the vagina and you cut around the cervix, it's easier to kind of scoop things out. Oh, hang on. I have a phone call from Fraser. I'm going to have to take this. Hello?
Oh, hi, Robin.
Yes, speaking.
Robin, we can hear it.
Hospital calling.
Yeah, what's up?
Regarding upcoming surgery with Dr. Zoen.
Yes.
I am going to send you the pre-op instruction.
Okay.
It's your email address is your first name and your last name at gmail.com.
With an L in the middle.
Yeah, with an L in the middle,
yes.
Yeah. And also, he ordered for you to get some blood work done.
Okay.
I see you live in Langley.
Yes.
Okay, would you like to go to a life lab to have this done?
Yes. Can you just email me the info?
I'm just gonna send the requisition to the life labs.
Oh, okay. The life labs. Okay, I know the life labs nearby. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but wait until Wednesday, maybe in the afternoon, because it takes 2 business days before they can have it in their computer.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so
yes. You see the full process, John. Isn't that great?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Wednesday.
Hello?
On Wednesday, right? Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can just go to any reference location
Oh, okay. Thank you so
to have
much.
this done, okay? But wait until Wednesday, okay?
I will wait until Wednesday. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you, Robin. Okay, and check your email, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I put that on speaker so you guys could see the actual process happening there.
I
don't know
wanted to make sure that you knew we could hear you.
Yeah, that's why I put it on speaker. Yeah, so that was, I have to go in for blood work before. That was just what that was. And the video is now done loading, finally.
Yay!
So I'm going to upload it and I'm going to leave your face right next to it. So yeah, oh yeah, here it is. We see the full process. Yeah, I just got to go in for blood work. She said wait till Wednesday.
It's got to be fresh blood work.
It's got to be fresh blood work. And I will be sure not to be hungover. Okay, all right. Here it is. Mandee, you're a little frozen actually, Mandee.
Oh, I can see you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to leave your face up. I'm going to take mine down
Okay.
and we'll play this video. So this, for context, is Mandee wanted to see some Canadians try some American food. So while we were down at the cabin on the way home, here's your wholesome content. There are children in this video. So as you know.
Just so as you know.
So as you know, there's my grandma. Okay. Here we are.
And roast fries.
Roast fries?
You see in the middle there? The purple?
Oh, what the hell is that?
Roost fries.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that. Jesus effing Christ.
They have breakfast all day.
Fuck yeah!
Okay.
Holy shit. I think that's everything. Thank you.
Roost fries. I want
Excited
some of
for
these
some
roost
Jack in the
fries.
Box American fast food.
Yes!
I'm scared.
Hey babies!
I
There's
can't
my
believe these are
babies.
medium.
These are fucking
Yep.
extra large.
That's a medium.
They're medium.
No, they're not.
They're actually medium. Look in your heart, you know it to be true.
No, that's not medium.
That is medium here.
That is at least large.
This is a medium here.
Yeah, but it's not medium sized. It's large sized.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. No worries, no worries, no worries. It's my fault for driving so far away from the window.
Straws?
Yes, please.
Any sauces?
Ooh, just ketchup, please.
Apparently Robin doesn't know how to go through a drive-through.
I don't know. What other sauces do you have?
Oh, they're right there.
All those are the sugar.
Oh, thank you. We've got a whole bunch. Do you want any sweet and sour teriyaki, honey mustard, creamy avocado, lime, barbecue, and buttermilk house sauce, aka ranch?
Looks nothing like what I ordered.
Let's see.
On,
That looks exactly like what you ordered.
on the kids' meal bag, it says breakfast for dinner, breakfast for lunch, breakfast for breakfast.
That
Yeah,
breakfast
because
is
you can
all
have
the
breakfast
time.
all day here. Curly fries!
I do love some curly fries.
I don't think I've ever seen a sourdough anything at like a fast food place.
I think we have like Hardee's and Arby's
I'm
does
gonna feel like
sourdough.
after this, I bet.
100%.
Okay, I do have a real question though. Real question. These are the napkins that
They're
were packed in
awful.
here, but they look like the paper towels from like the dispenser and the washrooms. Is this
They-
normally what you get?
Yes, and they don't
napkins
absorb it
at Jack in the
all.
Box? How are those French fries, Brandon?
The French fries are good. The honey mustard's weird though.
How is it weird?
I don't know. It's got like a smoky flavor, and it doesn't taste honey.
Can I try it?
It looks like there's none, but there actually is like liquid. Dexter, hit it in the cat.
I don't like honey mustard anyway, so
It's
Right. It's weird.
it is different.
Dexter, there's strawberry.
It's definitely not as sweet as the honey mustard that we would have at home.
look at Dex.
Okay, we're gonna buckle seatbelts and go on the road. Okay,
Wait, first I want to get the meat.
that's been your wholesome content. What are you doing? Get back in your seat. You start recording already?
Just
I've
that.
got American truckers yelling at me. I didn't notice. There was a flashing yellow
We
left
talked about this.
turn signal.
We don't have those.
We don't have those here. We have a green turning signal.
The yellow flashing
And I was
arrow
like,
just needs to be
and I was
careful
just in
because the
middle
line of
asking, I
sight
was like,
isn't great.
That's a yellow flashing arrow. I should go, right? But I didn't finish that sentence because I heard, go!
Okay, buddy.
That's the most useless light. Like, why even have that?
Can someone explain to me why there's a
That's
yellow
why.
flashing
In Canada,
arrow?
we would just not have a light or a sign posted that says you can't turn on a green. That's all that means, is that you can turn left, but you have to yield to oncoming traffic, which is obvious and not necessary.
Yeah.
It's just
What
an
is the-
extra
what is the
precaution when the
Yellow
line
means
of
usually means
sight
caution
is
or
not
yield.
great.
Yeah, it's yielding left turn, yield to oncoming traffic, but you can turn left. In Canada, we just don't have a light.
So I'm noticing as this gets colder,
It's congealed.
It's more and more gross.
the bread is feeling really, really greasy as I
Yeah.
chew it. It's getting a little harder to chew.
Ew.
Like, not like actually harder to chew, just emotionally.
Emotionally
Like,
harder to chew. It takes some
Yeah, eat it
strong
before it's cold, I'm
constitution to eat a cold burger.
But I'm eating my curly fries.
And
takes some strong
I eat it when it's hot.
constitution.
It was so gross as it got hot.
Yeah.
I couldn't. It was like 2 more bites left, and I was like, I can't even eat these last couple bites. It was good when it was hot. It was okay. It was fast food. And then then Mandee and I had this huge discussion over this flashing yellow arrow.
What's funny is the next day after we talked about it, Emery and I saw one, and I thought, oh, I should have took a fucking picture for Robin because that's what it is. And I actually talked to her about it, because she just took driver's ed last semester.
Because I need to understand this.
Yeah, she just took driver's ed last semester, and the reason that they use them is because your line of sight is not great. Like if there's a hill or something, it just reminds you to just be extra cautious because you may not be able to see oncoming traffic as well.
Yeah, we just don't have. Like, we have the red one that's like no turning left.
Well, right, yeah.
And we have the green one where it's like either right turn only, or if there's a green and a green arrow, like that means you can go, you have the right of way.
Yeah.
But we don't have a yellow one. We just have, if it's just a regular green light and you're turning left, you have to yield to traffic anyways. Unless there's a sign saying you can't turn, then yeah, you turn, you just always yield. So it seems like totally unnecessary to have a
redundant,
yellow. Like, of course you're going to yield.
Yeah, it's just an extra kind of.
I've seen a few signs here that will say like limited visibility.
That's basically
usually, yeah. Like, then I'm like, oh, but yeah. So I literally, it was just for a second. I saw a flashing yellow, and I'm like, that means I should go, right? But this guy, like, hanging out of his, like, it was a trucker, like his body was like, his upper body was out of the window. He didn't honk. He was like, go, and I. Okay, buddy. I'm going.
Did you hear me? Did you hear me in the video? I'm like, okay, buddy.
Yeah, I did it because I was like, okay. That's my response. Okay, buddy.
Because that's Canadians' version of motherfucker is buddy.
Buddy is one of those words in Canada that you can use either as a really friendly way or as a very unfriendly way. So you could be like, buddy, but if you're like, okay, buddy, that's like them's fighting words. Yeah, okay, buddy.
I see the comment. It says it's not Waffle House.
Yeah,
Robin loves Waffle House, for the record.
Waffle House. Not like just once, like
yeah. And you
but
can't
they don't
get
have
it to
that.
go.
They don't have Waffle House in all areas of the states either. Like, so even though I was in the States, there's no Waffle House in Washington State to my knowledge.
No. But like when she's down here, she absolutely has to go to Waffle House.
I gotta go just once.
It's one of those things like the place that you went, like you can't get it to go because shit starts to congeal as soon as it walks out the door. So you have to eat it hot. I don't ever get Waffle House to go. That's nasty.
No, yeah, it was as it was cooling. like it's
Okay.
starting to show me what it truly is. Nope.
Yeah.
The kids loved it. And of course, as soon as we got home and we're unpacking,
Everybody had the shits.
oh, Brandon and I had really sick stomachs that night, actually. We weren't like puking or anything, but it was just like, oh, my stomach, like I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
And Dexter, the kids are totally fine. And Dexter was like, can we go to the United States tomorrow so we can go to Jack in the Box again? Yeah. I was like, no, we're not crossing the border to go to Jack in the Box.
No. Mandee will send you some marshmallow fluff and you will be happy.
Yeah. There's a Waffle House in Denver.
Denver's still too far away from Robin.
It's still pretty far. Yeah, road trip. How far away is that? I'm going to look that up right now.
Far.
Because it's far.
So
like a
I had
6-hour drive is kind of my max for how long
For a
I will
Waffle
drive.
House, too.
Which is like basically a 6-hour drive to Portland from Washington, or Portland, Oregon. From here is about a 6-hour drive. 5.5, 6 hours.
Way longer.
Denver would be longer. Yeah, it would be. I'm gonna look it up. Denver, Colorado.
That's an O at the end.
Do people say Colorado?
No.
Oh. And I was just being weird. I thought people just said it like that. Like whenever we're playing, we play a board game, Ticket to Ride, and so there's a lot of American cities in there, and so we have to tell the kids it's not. They always say New Orleans, and I'm like, it's Nolans.
It's only Nolans if you're from Nolans. Like it's New Orleans. New Orleans, but it is kind of one word, New Orleans. But there are people that say New Orleans.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It just that's a dialect thing. It depends on what part of the country.
It would be a 22-hour drive.
That's a little far for Waffle House.
A little far for a Waffle House.
Let me tell you the story. Let me tell you the story because
Ticket to Ride is the best. We love that game.
Ticket to Ride is a great game. This morning, actually, I'm on Facebook. I'm like laying in bed and on Facebook. It was super early. They're not Southern. What's not Southern?
Maybe
Waffle
New
House?
Orleans?
Waffle House is absolutely Southern.
What's not Southern yet? Waffle House is a very like southeast.
Yes. But so I'm sitting on Facebook and I'm scrolling through, and in one of our local like county chats, like it's like a Blue Moms of Coweta thing, like I'm in one of like the progressive chats for the area. We had a mom say, "Hey, does anyone know where I can get the morning after pill? I had an oops last night."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, everybody's, like Walgreens, CVS, they're naming off all these pharmacies and Walmart and all these places you can get it. But you have to pay for it. You know what I mean? Like it's still, it's not cheap. And a lot of places are out of it right now.
Mm-hmm. I bet everyone's stocking up.
Right, because everybody's stocking up. So I just told the girl, I said, PM me. Yeah. I personally keep it on hand for instances like this, or I have a daughter that, anything can happen, right?
I always keep things at my house. I've got pregnancy tests. I have the morning after pill. I have Narcan. I don't know whether this and Narcan. I don't know whether it is illegal to say this. I will mail you shit. I'll mail you shit.
But that's she PM me, she private messaged me, DM, whatever. She messaged me on Messenger because it was like an anonymous post.
Right.
So I couldn't message her.
Of course.
And I said, are you in my area? and how much do you weigh, because that matters with the
Yeah.
morning after pill. If you're over 165 pounds, they suggest that you take 2. And so she did say she was, and I said, okay, I'm going to put them in a bag and leave them on the front porch. You come get them whenever you want. They're behind the flower pot. You don't have to talk to me. We don't have to meet you. And she's like, thank you so much. And she went into this explanation, and I said, honey, you don't owe me anything.
Nope.
You don't have to tell me why you need this. You can just say, I don't want a fucking baby.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to tell me anything. And she was like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And like I said, I have it on hand. So I just left it out there. That's what we should be doing for people, y'all. And I'm not trying to like put myself up on some fucking pedestal.
No.
We should be doing this for people. We should be, what do you need? I have it. Like it.
People are supposed to be taking care of each other.
Right. And that's,
Like,
I think that is.
Isn't that what society is
That's
kind
where
of
we
for?
I feel like that's where we would have become broken.
Yeah. Like,
In that,
isn't that why we have things like farms and
that
schools
core value
and
of
hospitals?
taking care of each other is
Like,
gone.
Why we create a society so that we can look out for each other and trade skills and I just bothers me because it's like, but now that's why we have society and farms, so we can feed each other. You have a farm, and you feed me, and I will fix your tractors. Like,
her story doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
But I will say that I feel like if someone had been there for her earlier on, she wouldn't be in the situation that she was in, because she did have 4 kids already, and she was in her mid-20s.
Yeah.
So I feel like somebody wasn't there when she reached out last time, or maybe the time before, or you know what I mean? And like, God, we got to fucking take care of each other, man. We've got to take care of each other.
Absolutely.
And then I went on Amazon and restocked. Just so y'all know, it's on Amazon. It's available on Amazon. But you can it's only 72 hours that you have. So that wasn't an option.
Sooner the better.
Yeah.
Absolute sooner the better.
So.
Yeah, for anyone that isn't knowledgeable on the morning after pill, it is not an abortion pill. And it says in very big clear letters in bold, if you are already pregnant, this will not terminate a pregnancy. It just prevents the egg from attaching onto the uterine lining. That's all it does. And if it's already attached, it's not going to unattach.
And she said, I'm already, I said, it's just basic. You're going to have a period.
Yeah.
And she said, well, I'm already on my period. Does that mean it's going to be longer? And instead of going into well, are you at the beginning of your period? Or are you at the end of your period? Because if she's at the end of her period, y'all, she can get pregnant.
You can still get pregnant on your period. It's rare, but you can.
If it's at the beginning of your period, it's less likely for sure. But if you're at the end of your period, yes, you can still get pregnant. And again, not super likely, but it can happen for sure.
Yeah.
So I just said, yep, that's fine. Your period's just going to last a little longer. Take them both.
Yeah.
You know?
Got a great comment here. I agree. Taking care of others is what people need. Also, you have to know when you can help and when you can't. You can't fill a cup from an empty pitcher.
Truth. I don't know who said it, but yes, that is 100% true.
And so if you're looking for help and you're not able to help, you can, at the very least, I would try to be like, here's somebody that perhaps can help.
Yeah.
Try to give them a resource. Yeah. Outsourcing. Because we all need to take care of each other, and there are times when we aren't able to.
Yeah,
and so,
for sure.
Just take care of yourself, and then reach out if you need help filling your pitcher too, right?
Yeah, and I happen to be in the position where I had it.
Communities are for.
I had it
Go
on
for
hand. She needed it. That was, what are you doing, Robin?
Sorry, I was looking. I could hear Brandon.
No.
I wasn't sure if he was in the room or not. I could just hear foots.
But yeah, I mean, if you're in the position to help, then help for sure, if you can.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's where we've fallen apart as a society, is we don't help each other anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it just sucks.
You got us.
Did you hear earlier when we were talking about you talked about your what did you call it, that it's going to be your pocket,
My hot pocket.
your hot pocket? I call it all kind of dirty things. One of them is my poon pocket.
Okay, what are you asking about my hot pocket?
I just wanted to know if there was anything else that you called it, or if there's any concern that you have.
I mostly I'm not good at being out of control. I'm a bad patient. So I get nervous about going under and about.
No, don't get nervous about that. I told
this
you.
is what Mandee helps. She's like, and I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna get such a good sleep.
It's gonna be the best nap ever.
So I'm trying to look forward to that, and I am looking forward to all the sleep that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a lot of sleeping for a couple of days. The pattering, I guarantee you, it's a child probably hiding and making like little pattering noises. But I got to finish up here. And yes, I do worry a little bit about the enjoyment of sex afterwards, because I really, really love it, and it's like this is precious. This is precious stuff to me, and if there's something that did go wrong, that would make me very, very nervous. But I have to have a lot of trust in my doctors and trust that I'm in a safe place, and also that means I have to really take care of myself afterward. So like that I have to work on healing properly, and I'm very bad at, like, I overdo it all the time. I'm bad at slowing down. I know. I tend to overdo it. I think a lot of it is the ADHD and the mania. I'm not good at sitting still. Like just sitting here for the longest time, I'm starting to get like really, really antsy, and I'm moving around and I fidget and I totally smoke because I'm a fidgety person. I'm not good at sitting still. I need things to do.
You should call Jerry or touch base with Jerry, because I'm a really shitty patient too. To see, like, he may have some tips for you.
Okay. Because and I've been told, of course, you're not supposed to lift anything 15 pounds or heavier for a while, but someone else told me that it was a physiotherapist saying it's small repetitive movements that are really bad too for healing after that kind of surgery.
Driving. Driving? One of the things that they said, don't drive afterwards. And I was like, that's not even my foot, right? Like that's
yeah.
Oh my God. The first time I drove after my hysterectomy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And repetitive movements like laundry and dishes.
I didn't have an endoscopic. They cut me hip to hip to take mine out because again, you saw the size of that fucker. But it,
Get out of here, you goober. Close the door behind you.
But I see Mandee on the screen.
Yeah, I know. We do got.
Yeah, I had to be cut to have mine taken out.
Get out of here. That's the other one.
So it was a little different. Mine was a there was a longer recovery period, but so I had all those muscles cut. But yeah, driving, don't fucking drive until they tell you can, because Jesus, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to hurt as much as it did. Because I was like,
it's gonna
whatever.
suck. It's gonna suck.
I can drive.
But I'm also trying to get as much use out of my body as possible, and out of specifically, like, I'm doing as much vaginal penetration as I can, which a partner is really happy to help with, because I was like, I want to get as much. I'm not going to be able to for a while, so like, let's get as much use out of
constant
this.
sex for the next week.
Basically, as much as possible.
Okay. Nobody message Robin for the next week.
Unless
she's gonna have, unless you want to have sex. And she'll have plenty of time to answer your messages next week after the surgery. But for now, you leave her be to fuck all the stuff.
Yeah. And a lot of the toys I'm using, I'm like, I got to get all my as much use of my body as I can.
Let me tell you, I was weirded out, and I know we're over, but we own the station. But I was weirded out because when you have an orgasm, your uterus is part of that. So I was like, how the fuck am I gonna have an orgasm now?
You still can.
You totally still. I mean, it's even better, Robin.
I'm excited.
Way better. It's way better because,
I don't know if I could have any better orgasm. So pass out.
But so you have this organ that's not serving you, that doesn't do anything but cause you pain. Imagine being able to have an orgasm without that fucking organ causing you any kind of pain.
Mm-hmm.
But I was so confused. I was so like, how the hell am I going to have an orgasm without a uterus? What's going to contract? I don't know what still contracts in there, but something does.
The vagina would still do it.
It's amazeballs.
Yeah.
It's amazeballs. The first orgasm afterwards hurt a little bit just because the muscles. But
I think this John wants to be of help. Please comment. Sorry,
he's such a sweetheart, and he's so much more near you now.
I appreciate it. I do. But in the meantime, and I've been using my toys. Don't forget adamandeve.com. Oh my goodness, just like a ton of different toys. I have been reviewing the Rose. I was going to do that today, but I forgot it. I've been testing it. It's really, really fun. And so next week, I'll give you my final review and the link of where you can get that, because you can get it at adamandeve.com half off, as in 50% off.
The Rose?
Any one item. The Rose. You get 50% off the Rose.
What is with that? I've seen it on fucking Facebook ads recently.
Yeah, it's I'm in the process of reviewing it. And it's like a little rose. It's literally like this big, and it's just, you hold it in your hand, and it's a suction cup toy, but it is really good. It's like the Satisfier, but more like handheld, and it's super pretty. It just looks like a little I'm ornament.
Sorry. Did you say it's like the Satisfier?
It's the same idea. It's the same suction cup
air
style.
pulse.
Yeah. It's really good. Highly recommend. But you can get a wicked deal if you go to Adam and Eve, because it does support the channel. We get a teeny little bit of a percentage of any of those sales.
Do it, y'all. The Satisfier is fucking amazing. So this thing is, like I said, I've seen ads for it on Facebook recently.
I'm having a lot of fun testing it. So I'll be reviewing that next week, next Monday, as usual, same time. And
I'm not doing a show next week, so you're more than welcome Mandee, to do both hours.
I don't want to get up early. I have to get up so early. Usually I'm awake at that time when there's school hours, but there hasn't been, so I'm happy to be sleeping in lately. But anyways, so next week, it'll be the day before my surgery. I'm probably going to talk about it again. But we've got more coming after that. I've been actually pre-recording some stuff to air if I'm not feeling up for it after surgery.
Yay.
So I have just pre-recorded an interview with Peter Tupper. I've had him on the show.
Peter, that's awesome.
Yeah. Peter is really great. He's often in the comments and watching. He's really knowledgeable on the history of BDSM and stuff like that. He wrote a really great book called A Lover's Pinch, and it's like a history of sadomasochism. It's a really good book. I'll show it to you another time. It's a good book. You can get it on Amazon and in stores and stuff like that. A Lover's Pinch.
I'm sure you'll talk about it on that show.
I'll talk about it on the show, even though we're not. He's like, I'm not here to promote that book. I was like, no, I actually really enjoyed that book. It's a good book. And yeah, so we talked a lot about BDSM being represented in media, because that's the book he's working on now, is about media representation of BDSM, which I think is really cool.
Awesome.
So anyways, so I've done some pre-recording in case I'll be airing it at some point, but it's mostly I'm saving that for after surgery just in case I'm not up for it. Or I might just be like, sorry, I'm at home. Or I'm tempted to just record. Like, we moved the recliner into my bedroom so that I can be sitting up and still resting in my room in the it's like a lazy boy or whatever. But
That's
so
what
I might just do a show from there in my blankets and my lazy boy and be like, hey,
Yep.
thumbs up.
I spent a lot of time in my recliner. Do that for sure.
I have a rocking chair in my room. I like to sit
sitting
in,
up is going to hurt for a little bit, like using those muscles to sit up. So
yeah,
having the recliner
after surgery,
yeah,
it's important to do some sitting up, especially for your lungs, clear everything out.
Okay, everybody, make sure that you send Robin encouraging messages for the next week, and make sure you tell her that you love her and what an amazing nap she's gonna get. And
I'm nervous.
That now she's gonna have a poon pocket that she can just stick her phone in, because they don't make pockets for women's clothing. So now you have to go have a hysterectomy so you can get a poon pocket to put your phone in.
That's not what I like to put in there, but hey.
But if you need your hands and you need a place to put your phone, let me know. I'll call you.
I look like a cat.
I'll call you while it's in there.
That doesn't happen because I get my toys from adamandeve.com and my toys don't die. I keep them well charged and they work better than my phone.
I don't use my phone because Verizon is not a sponsor.
Okay, I love you all so much. Thank you, Mandee, for having me on your show and for being here. And I love you all so much. And of course, everyone, do not forget, if you or a loved one your family doesn't accept you for who you are, I'm your family now.
And then you're my family because I'm Robin's family. So you're stuck with both of us.
Yeah, you're stuck with us. Love you all. Bye.
Bye.
Butt plugs, dildos, polyam. The loose smith is a total sham. And should I say